that day didn't begin with hope. It began with a sound faint, broken, almost unreal, the kind of sound you could easily ignore if you chose to. But once you hear it clearly, it becomes impossible to forget. Did you hear that? It came again. Weak, trembling, almost like something buried beneath layers of silence and pain. We followed the sound step by step until we reached the place it was coming from. And then we saw him, a tiny body barely recognizable as a dog. He was lying there completely still except for one thing. His ear moved just slightly, hairs still alive. But everything else about him said otherwise. His body, it wasn't just injured, it was destroyed, covered in filth, wounds, and something far worse, maggots, crawling everywhere, in his fur, in his wounds, even near his eyes. It was the kind of sight that makes your instincts scream at you to look away. But I didn't, because he couldn't. Next to him, there was another small body, lifeless, gone. We're too late for that one. The words felt heavy even as they left my mouth. But this one was still breathing, barely. There was no time to hesitate. We tried to clean him right there. Water, hands shaking, doing whatever we could to remove the maggots. But there were too many. Some had already burrowed deep into his flesh. This isn't something we can handle here. We wrapped him carefully. Let's go. Now, at the hospital, everything became a blur of urgency. Cleaning, disinfecting, removing what we could. The staff worked fast, but even they couldn't hide the shock in their eyes. I didn't expect it to be this bad. One of them muttered quietly. Neither did I. When they finally managed to clean him enough to start treatment, they set up an IV. He lay there silent, unmoving, no resistance, no fear, just exhaustion. The kind that comes when the body has been fighting for too long and is finally running out. That night, I took him home. He didn't eat, didn't drink, just lay down and slept. And somehow that sleep felt different. Like for the first time in a very long time, he wasn't fighting just to survive the next second. Rest, I whispered. You're safe now. The next morning there was a small change. Not a miracle, but something. He looked slightly better. His body still weak, still fragile, but there was a faint sense of presence, like he was trying. Come on, you need to drink. He took a little milk. Not much, but enough to keep hope alive. That hope carried us through the next days. Back and forth to the hospital. IV drips that lasted hours. Medications. Endless waiting. And the cost. It added up quickly. Not just money, but time, energy, emotion. Rescuing a dog isn't simple, I muttered one evening. Especially one like you, because this wasn't just any dog. This was a dog on the edge. The kind most people wouldn't even try to save. At night, I barely slept. I would wake up, check on him, feed him a little, watch his breathing. Sometimes he would make small sounds. Soft, weak. Once, it almost sounded like he was calling for something, for someone. Hey, I'm here, I said quietly, even though I knew I wasn't the one he was looking for. Days passed. Then something changed, but not in the way we hoped. One morning I noticed his condition had worsened. He couldn't swallow properly. His body felt colder, his energy fading again. This isn't good. Back to the hospital. Again, more tests this time. Blood work. Careful examination. The results came back heavy. Severe anemia. Extremely low red blood cell count. Multiple infections likely caused by parasites, prolonged exposure, and untreated wounds.
This is serious, the doctor said.
Very serious. How serious? He hesitated. There is a high risk he may not survive, even with treatment. Silence. Then came the next step. Blood transfusion. A volunteer doga, gentle border collie, was brought in to donate blood. Watching that moment, something shifted inside me. 2 lives. One giving, one barely holding on. Hang in there, I whispered. After the transfusion, there was improvement. Small, fragile, but real. Color returned slightly to his mouth. His wounds began to dry, slowly forming scabs. Hairs fighting, the doctor said. For a moment, I believed it. I really did. But life doesn't always follow the path we hope for. His condition became unstable again. His body temperature dropped, then rose, then dropped again. His strength slipping. By then, I was driving back and forth between cities just to see him. Hours on the road, just for a few minutes by his side. Every time I left, I would say the same thing. He'll come back tomorrow. But deep down, I wasn't sure how many tomorrows we had left. One night, everything changed. His temperature dropped dangerously low. His body stopped responding. Emergency protocols were initiated. Heating, medication, monitoring. Then came the call. His condition is critical. The words you never want to hear. I drove immediately, but before I arrived, another message came. Hez not responding. By the time I saw him again, he was no longer the same. His body was cold, weak, barely holding on. I sat beside him. Hey, Im here. No response, just faint, labored breathing. The doctor spoke quietly. If we continue, he will suffer more. The chances of survival are very low. I understood what that meant. Sometimes, saving a life doesn't mean fighting until the very end. Sometimes, it means knowing when to let go. Let's take him home, I said. The drive back felt longer than ever. He lay in my arms, still, fragile. I spoke to him the entire way. We're going home. You don't have to fight anymore. You've done enough. Somewhere along that road, his breathing slowed, then stopped. Just like that, quiet, gentle, gone. I checked again, nothing. We were only 30 minutes into the drive. He didn't even make it home. For a moment, I just sat there, hands still holding him, mind empty. All that effort, all that hope, all that pain, and yet, I didn't feel regret, because in the end, he didn't die alone. He didn't die in filth. He didn't die unheard. For a brief moment in his life, he was seen, he was held, he was cared for. And maybe that mattered more than we realize. I looked down at his small body one last time. "You're free now," I whispered. "No more pain. If there's another life, be something that's loved from the beginning, because no creature should have to suffer like that just to be noticed. And no act of kindness is ever wasted, even if it arrives at the very end